Omega National, a division of Rubberwood, is the company that makes these cutting boards. They're solid wood cutting boards. They can be used anywhere in the kitchen. In this case, we're looking at a built-in cutting board from Omega National. They can also be used as a portable. Now this one is one that it was damaged in shipment. I cut it down so I can use it for various things. But you can use these boards as portable. You can take them to the kitchen table. You can use them somewhere else on your kitchen countertop. Or like I do, you can take one out to the grill on the side there and use it there. So it's not just for built-in. It's used a lot as a portable board. The cutting board features a solid Rubberwood cutting surface. It's got a maple finger pull on one end, like you see here, that matches real good with the Rubberwood. And on the other end, there's an oak finger pull. So you can switch depending on the type of wood your kitchen cabinets are built out of. Rubberwood is actually regarded as an excellent product for a cutting surface. In fact, it matches or even exceeds some of the other woods that are out on the market today being used in cutting boards and chopping blocks. Rubberwood has a really strong, tight grain, and it makes it ideal for cutting surfaces like this one. But it's also used for wood utensils. It's used for children's toys, used in building drawer boxes for cabinets. It's even used for building raised panel doors like you see right here. The product is completely chemical free. It's from a renewable resource, and you should actually Google the story about Rubberwood, and you'll actually fall in love with the product. You'll probably want one of these cutting boards in your house as well. So why was it a good choice then that Omega National is making a board out of Rubberwood? Well, it's first of all has to do with its tight, dense grain, and it reduces the likelihood of contamination when you're cutting poultry or fish or meats, or you're chopping or you're dicing. It's a safe surface to work on. So talking about wood in general, cutting boards that are made out of wood are safe. And it's because of a natural antimicrobial properties in the grain structure. It traps bacteria and it causes them to die. I got that off of Google. Here's a couple of safety tips. You can hand wash the board in soap and water. That's what I do. And then you can apply a food grade mineral oil or beeswax to the surface. I've never used beeswax, don't have any idea how that works, but I do use food grade mineral oil from time to time. Maybe not as often as I should. I think it works okay. I never have problems with these boards. And this one was replaced more than 5 years ago. Same with the rest of them here in the kitchen. I don't have any kind of troubles with these cutting boards. So maybe I'm overselling this cutting board, but I don't think so. This is really a good product. However, when you use it, you are going to get cuts in the board. And if you do get them, and if you get deep cuts, well, then you have to surface it and take care of it. And you'll see that at the end of the video to get rid of grooves and cracks that are quite deep. Comes in 7 sizes, starting at 12 inches. So you got 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24. And so let's just take a look around the kitchen. These 2 cutting boards here, this one and this one, are the cutting boards that get way more use than the other cutting boards in this kitchen. And I don't treat them very good. I should treat them better. I should put mineral oil on them more often than I do. I don't think you're supposed to put them in the dishwasher, but this one gets in the dishwasher real often. And I just don't keep up with it, but it's still a good board. I got it because it was a damaged in shipment board, and then I cut the end off of it and made it so it would fit here. And over 5 years, it's not cracked. I do put mineral oil on it, but I haven't done it like as often as I probably should. So I like this one, but this is my favorite. This is the one where, between my wife and I, 90% everything that we get cut up gets cut up right here. So this board does take abuse. Now, why I like this board is because I added feet to the bottom like you see here. Rubber feet, so it's soft rubber, so when I put it on the countertop, it doesn't slide around. And then I can cut celery and lettuce and fish and lamb and beef, all kinds of stuff I can cut on here. And then when I'm doing the cutting, I just let the feet dangle over, and then I can wipe stuff off onto the kitchen. Now here again, I wash it with soap and water. I put it in the sink like this and wash it off real good. And another thing I like about the feet is it keeps, because you do get water on your kitchen countertop, and these feet keep the board off of the countertop and in the water. Because water, well, water does what water does to wood. So I like those feet on the board. Now, with regard to contamination, you can Google it all over the place. Wood breadboards have a reputation for being very safe when it comes to food contamination. As long as your board is not full of deep cuts and grooves, you're probably going to be pretty good with a wood cutting board. And my personal opinion is they're easier on knives than using, here I got one here. I don't like these, not very much. I can't get rid of these deep scratches. It's hard on my knives. That's what I think. I mean, maybe they aren't, but I think they are. So these are the cutting boards, Omega National through Revichelf. Nice, really nice board, solid wood, glued up so that you don't have to worry about it. It isn't going to come apart. And as I said, I do this one in the dishwasher. I don't know if you should or not, but it works for me. Now I want to show you another board. This is the only other cutting board I have in the house, and you can see this is, I wouldn't call this one a real safe cutting board. Right now I'm using it for, I do coffee grinding here, and sometimes when I'm doing dishes, they end up over here. All kinds of stuff ends up on here, but I don't use it for cutting, and I want to, but I just don't because of this. Now this is an older cutting board. It's a good, at the time it came out in the 60s, this was a really good board to have. Basswood interior and a nice thick veneer, so pretty popular. But it has to go, and I didn't replace it when I should have 5 years ago. So now that's all changed. I got a board now, and here it is. So now fits a little tighter than the other one. Now I got a place that I can cut up celery and lettuce and do anything I want on here on this solid wood. So there's our collection of cutting boards here in our tiny little kitchen. And now what I want to do is show you some things with regard to the maintenance of these boards. What do you do when you've been cutting stuff on it long enough and you get those deep grooves? How can you take care of it? So we're going to go out in the garage and I'll show you what I do. And it works good for me. Every once in a while, I have to resurface this board. So I happen to have an orbital sander. Not everybody has one. You can get electrical operated ones downtown. You can use the rectangular pads on the vibrator sanders. There's a lot of options available. And so then I recommend using that to take this board down a little ways and get rid of the scratches, because that's where you're probably going to get the collections of stuff into the board. Here's what I do. I'm using the Mirka abrasive and the orbital sander. This is the board. These aren't really grooves that are cut with a knife, because the board, it hasn't been that long ago that I resurfaced the board, maybe a couple of months ago, and there isn't enough scratches to show up. But so I put some pencil marks down there to show you what I do. Knocking it off pretty good, and it depends on how deep the cuts are, but they aren't going to be very deep. You aren't going to get very deep cuts with your knife. So now I'm going to go up. That was a 100 grit. I'm going to go to a 120. And now I'm going to jump all the way up to I guess I've got a 180 here. There. Now that kind of makes your board nice and smooth. Let me tell you a couple things about it. This cutting board is available in a lot of sizes, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, and 24 for the width of the board. And then the length of the board is 23.5 inches. Works good in a regular kitchen countertop and also on top of the counter. The solid rubber wood, as I mentioned, it's 3/4 of an inch thick. And then the use of a mineral oil for sealing the board is a really good idea. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video, got some benefit out of it. There isn't a lot of information because the product is so good. It's been around for a long, long, long time. It's demonstrated that it's a good quality product. So you should get you a bunch of these and put them in your house. I hope you liked the video and got something out of it. If you did, give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.